Forgot my shirt. You can teleport anywhere. You can go down into the underworld, which contains everything you forgot about or want to forget about. Having trouble there? What did you forget about? Did the information pass through sawn ivory or polished horn? Because if it's the sawn ivory, that means it's some form of deceit. What stuff did you forget about? Thanks. I hope that isn't some sort of misunderstanding. Everybody role plays. But what was it? Yeah, I'm looking at a script. Wait, where are you from? When any planet is stationing, it's considered to be making an announcement. When a planet is stationing retrograde, it's like a frightened person. Any bad stuff that looks like it will follow will probably clear up or start to clear up after the inferior conjunction, which is Mercury's retrograde conjunction with the Sun. When a planet is retrograde, its affairs are hindered. It has trouble bringing forth its significations. So when Mercury is stationing retrograde, Mercury stuff, communication, travel, cattle rustling, rustic divination. There's some hindrance with Mercury's affairs. There's some extremely mercurial activity when Mercury is stationing retrograde, and that activity can create a chain of events that can lead you into a more confusing realm unless you deeply internalize everything and be very slow and measured. I've taken a lot of quick actions like, oh, I need to fix this during a Mercury station or during the beginning of a Mercury retrograde. And usually it leads me deeper down the rabbit hole. But also, everything is how it should be. You needed to walk through that fire so you can be more courageous in a later situation. Just be careful driving. Retrograde planets are considered in a state of weakness. Whatever Mercury things you're trying to do when Mercury is stationing and for the first half of the retrograde phase before the inferior conjunction, you're just spinning your reels and creating more trouble for yourself later, probably. Or maybe you're having a silly adventure full of funhouse mirrors. Matters can be brought to more of a closure in a few weeks. During the exact moment of the inferior conjunction, if you're able to get quiet and concentrate, you might be able to behold a great mystery. But only the exact conjunction, not like 2 degrees away. The conjunction is also referred to in astrology as the cazimi. I'm not making that word up. I should have made up a word. The inferior conjunction is called the discounter. I'm kidding. The cazimi sounds like more of a made-up word. Valens explained that when any planet is retrograde, the matters that we thought were figured out or facts that we thought were established are delayed and lacking in strength and full of trouble and, quote, foretelling only illusions and hopes. So whatever is happening now, you're in the deep woods. Now is a good time to ask your dream a question. Just remember that if the information appears passing through sawn ivory, then it's probably some sort of deceit. But if it's passing through polished horn, then it's true. In astrology, planetary speed is connected with the level of activity of a planet and how fast it can bring forth its significations. So right now, Mercury is slow and stepping backwards. That's right now, but you might not be watching this right now. And when Mercury is stationing retrograde, and especially in the first part of the retrograde phase before the inferior conjunction, that the planet's significations feel lethargic. Fewer things are actually happening. Maybe you're just thinking about stuff that you're planning on doing, but for some reason you can't bring it out. You can't get it done. It takes longer to get Mercury things done when Mercury is stationing retrograde. Also, the slowness of Mercury could result in missing opportunities that could be of benefit. But maybe you're supposed to miss them. I mean, some things seem advantageous at the time, but in hindsight, it might all work out. You might also find that when Mercury is stationing, and especially before the inferior conjunction, that Mercury stuff is like rebellious. Like, check out some driver cutting you off in a surprise way. That's one way accidents happen. Like the normal behavior that is expected by everyone is reacted against because maybe the situation is complicated and it requires a different type of expression, whether that's like you're having a bad day and your internal thought storm is complicated, so you need to cut somebody off, and that's super inconsiderate, but you're busy being complex and having everything going on internally take you over and keep you from acting, except you realize you need to get in that lane right now so you get to where you're going on time, except later there's a detour and now you're stuck in traffic, and the detour actually takes you around the block. So there's one point where you're stuck in traffic and you're facing the opposite direction of where you need to go, and you don't know if you're going to get to go where you're going on time. Everything mercurial just takes longer during times like this. But why does it need to be this way? Astrology doesn't describe the planets heralding the ways situations are changing all willy-nilly and for no reason. Things mean what they mean in astrology because of what they are. One thing that Mercury is, thought. You can go up into the heavens and consider spiritual things, be super far out, optimistic and forward-looking and inventive. You can be with the gods, or you can be here on earth, thinking about earthly matters, thinking about your money, material things, food or land, numbers, establishing facts, gathering materials, organizing the contents of your backpack. Or you can be in the underworld. It's the kind of thinking where you're not really being so active. It's more of a yin type of thinking where you allow things to come to you, and sometimes they're things that you wanted to forget about, things that are normally not in your waking consciousness, or things that you forgot about that you didn't want to forget about. So why is it necessary that 3 times a year, thought, making connections, traveling, figuring things out, communicating, conveyance? Why is it that conveyance and connection has 3 phases per solar year of this stepping backwards? The matters that we thought were figured out, or facts that we thought were established. This being impeded. But what makes it necessary that 3 times a year, conveyance and connection, Mercury's themes, must go through this cleansing process where we step into the woods? We can't see where we're going. We might be going in the opposite direction. We go on a mini hero's journey 3 times a year. Deng Ming Dao said, "Nature is a conglomeration of contending forces, of tooth and claw, venom and perfume, mud and excrement, eggs and bones, lightning and lava. It seems chaotic, it seems terrible, yet for all its unfathomable workings, it far surpasses the business of our society. Think about what you do. How much of it can compare to the perfection of nature?" Mercury retrogrades are included in the perfection of nature. Your mistakes are included in the perfection of nature. Your misunderstandings are included in the perfection of nature. Hermes of the Netherworld, you who guard the powers that are your fathers, prove yourself my savior and ally. I entreat you. Where is my phone? Where are my keys?